Thanks for staying with us on Bill O'Reilly and the Kelly File segment tonight. Two hot topics, including Obamacare. The first one, however, is a concern that organized crime may be moving into the legalized marijuana industry. The story is out of Colorado, where pot has been made legal by the voters, as we just discussed. Here now to explain, Ms. Megyn Kelly. You see her at 9 right after the factor. So what's the pot mob thing?
So Colorado... Excuse
you got a little frog, huh? You jumped from my voice to your voice.
A little bit, and I'm not even going to charge you extra for the 1-900 service that apparently I'm providing live on the air. In Colorado, pot is legal, and as of January, even recreational pot is legal. But already, medical pot is legal. So they went in there, the feds, even though it's not legal at the federal level, the feds have said, we're going to leave these 20 states alone that are using it for medicinal purposes, unless they cross certain boundaries. And one of those boundaries is if organized crime starts to get involved or some drug cartel starts to get involved. And they apparently, although they're not specifically confirming that, believe that's what's happening in Colorado. They raided 10 separate facilities, including dispensaries and a couple of homes, and seized a bunch of pot. No one got arrested during the course of these raids, but there is one guy, Hector Diaz, who's a Colombian, who took a photo of himself with 2 guns like this, wearing a DEA hat, I might point out.
There he is, Hector.
And he's been arrested, so we don't know what his connection is.
So the feds basically say, look, you can't use Colorado or Washington State as a transshipment center.
They're concerned,
because pot is legal there.
And they're apparently concerned that Colombian drug cartels may now be using some of these dispensaries in Colorado as a front.
I told you this was going to happen. I told you the DUIs are going to go off the chart. That's happened in Washington State, and that the organized crime was going to move into control it. All right, now I've been watching your program, Kelly. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I got to mention on the factor tonight, is this Diva Central? I mean, Palin and Kelly and Ingram coming up behind you, and Carlson.
Yeah. You know, you forgot one person.
Oh, come on. Anyway, so every night you're on the Obamacare trail. I mean, and you look like you're really furious about it. Are you furious about it?
I'm not furious, but I care. I care a lot.
Yeah?
I mean, listen, we have almost 6 million people who have been kicked off of their policies now, contrary to the president's promise. They've been forced, picture this, you get kicked off contrary to the president's promise. You didn't know you were a pawn in a game in which there would be winners and losers, and you're a loser.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Your health care, your children's health care, your children are now losers in this game.
Because you're not an ideological person. I mean, I've known you for a while. And Kelly's not, doesn't come at it from that point of view. But you look genuinely aggrieved here.
I feel for these people.
So whose fault is this?
I've been trying to get at that. I mean, just last night, Bill Burton, who used to be the spokesman, deputy press secretary.
I heard that interview.
I said, who was it who didn't flag this?
Did it?
He claims the president didn't know that his promise was not going to be true. So who was it that didn't flag it for him? I don't know. I can't say. No one wants to name names. Listen, the administration, I don't know President Obama, but the administration knew that it was false. What they were saying was false.
How could President Obama not know if this is a signature?
I don't know, but let me tell you something. Sebelius knew. She knew.
She had to know.
Her organization passed the regulations that made the grandfathering promise completely empty. So she knew that people were going to lose their plans. They're going to lose them by the millions. So picture this. You get kicked off of your plan. Now you got to go on a website that doesn't work, sit there for hours and perhaps days trying to get insurance.
Figure out where the plan is.
And you have no choice to do it because you got kids. You've got health issues. You have to work. You have to do it. So you log on and you finally get through after all the nonsense. And now, up to 30% of the people who have done that think they have insurance and they've rectified it, and they haven't.
No, because the insurance companies haven't processed their applications through the website.
There's that issue, but there's another issue that the website is not fixed, and it's messing up all these forms. And now when those people go to their doctor or to have their operation in January, they're going to find out at the hospital door that they don't have insurance.
Right.
And now the Obama administration's answer to that is, you should call up and try to find out whether you have insurance or not. Oh, that's going to be fun. Now they're going to have to sit on the line for hours on end with the insurance companies.
But here's my question. If Sebelius knew this was going to be a disaster, and I believe that President Obama knew too, how did they think they were going to get away with it?
I don't think she knew it was going to be a disaster. I think she knew it was going to be a situation where people were forced off of plans they liked because she believed it was what's best for them.
Wait a minute. So you think that Sebelius didn't think that people were going to react adversely to that?
I think she has a liberal mindset, a far left mindset of, I know what is better for them. And they're on crappy plans. And if they could only see the wonderful plan that I'm going to introduce them to, well, that is where the plan fell apart from her vantage point.
Final question. I've taken the tact. You do the micro, I do the macro. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I think that's fair to say.
Okay. And my theory is that if the doctors bail en masse from this program next year, 2014, if that happens, it's over. It is over. And the Democratic Party will suffer such a harsh blow to it. Hillary Clinton may not even have a chance in 16.
It is already happening. We had a doctor on last night who testified before Congress yesterday who talked about how, for example, in one county in Florida, there are only 7 pediatricians to service 260,000 children. How's that going to work, Bill?
It's not going to work.
For those who have enrolled on the exchanges.
It's going to be physicians' assistants and nurses, and even they are going to be overworked.
And fewer doctors want to go into the exchanges to make their services available because they're not getting paid.
That's right. Because, as you said, people show up, their insurance isn't good. What do the doctors say? Throw them out of the office?
So
it can be a little awkward.
Let me just put a period on it for you. So there's the final rub for all those people who were lied to, or at least had people misrepresenting facts to them about keeping their plan when they knew they couldn't. Now they had to go through all the nonsense I just outlaid. And then the final rub is, after they show up and find out they don't get the insurance, there's not a doctor who can provide them the services that they used to get.
I kind of like the voice thing, Kelly. It reminds me a little of Kathleen Turner. Kathleen Turner,
I'm familiar with Kathleen Turner.
Okay.
Leslie, let me tell you. So it's Thursday, right? So right now it's kind of saucy, right? Maybe by tomorrow it may have crossed over into gross.
Oh, let's hope.
You have to tune in at 9 to find out.
That never happens. Because then I'll do both hours. I'll have to do your show too. And nobody wants that. All right.